The Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival is coming back to Havre de Grace for the second year. It gives visitors the chance to experience some of Maryland's best seafood in a fun, casual waterfront setting. It has dining, it has shopping, a family-friendly zone, and the best part is a portion of the proceeds will go back to the nonprofit community. Join us in the next 30 minutes as we hear all about it. I'm Christy Breslin, and this is Harford MagaScene. Beth Laverick is the owner of MagaScene Events and Promotions. We are so excited to have her here. She is responsible for bringing the Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival to us here in Havre de Grace, and she is helping us promote our beautiful town and get visitors in from hopefully all across the country. Beth, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Beth, tell us about the Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival, and why did you decide to bring it to Havre de Grace?
Sure. So I've been doing events for many, many years with my company, and I am a huge fan of Baltimore City, and I've done the Baltimore Seafood Festival as well as the Baltimore Wine Festival for years. I actually relocated to Havre de Grace. I stumbled upon it, and I moved here with my large family, lots of kids. And when I was here, I started looking around. I said, this would be the perfect place for another festival. So I created the Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival, which is actually a mashup of the Seafood Festival and the Wine Fest. And this is our second year. It was very well received last year. We had over 5,000 people over the weekend.
Wow.
And we're just really excited.
Now, how do you think that an event like this will benefit Havre de Grace? You think it's going to bring a lot of attention to our charming little town, of course.
Sure. Well, I think Havre de Grace is just this hidden gem. I mean, your waterfront, there's all these eclectic shops, there's great restaurants, entertainment, festivals, as well as history. There's so much history, and a fun little fact is that Havre de Grace was actually one vote away from being the nation's capital.
Wow, okay, I did not know that.
Yeah, so it's just, when people come here, I love sharing all of the local spots that they might have missed, and I want them to stay and explore. I think that really benefits the community, especially I'm very passionate about small businesses.
Now let's talk about the nonprofit community. You told me it was really important to give back. Elaborate a little bit more on that.
Sure. We came up with it for the Baltimore Wine Fest, and it was just a really great way to tie in local nonprofits. I think that nonprofits, I've worked with several of them and done events for them, and they always need to kind of get their mission out there. So it's so fun for the volunteers. I mean, what's more fun than pouring wine and making people smile all day while raising funds for your mission, and again, spreading that awareness. That's really huge for them.
And what are some of the nonprofits that are going to benefit from the proceeds this year?
Sure. So this year it's going to be the Independence Day Commission. They are the ones that do the great parade here for 4th of July, and the concert and the fireworks, as well as we also have the Havre de Grace Colored Museum and Cultural Center. They are rebuilding the museum for people to come and visit. We have Seroptimus International. I'm really passionate about them. They are all about creating scholarships for local women. And we have a couple others that we're speaking to this year that are hoping to join the Pouring for a Cause.
Let's talk about that. What exactly is Pouring for a Cause?
So they round up their volunteers, they come out, we train them on the different wines, and they pour. And it's as simple as that. So it's really a great opportunity for them to connect one-on-one with the local community as well as tourists. And they have a donation jar, and last year we had nonprofits and their jar was overflowing at the end of the day. They get tickets that they can sell or gift to their team and all their followers, as well as they get a donation for being part of it.
Well, we are so excited to have this here, and highlight some of the restaurants that are going to be participating.
Sure. So we have Conrad's, that everybody knows in the area. We have Jimmy's Famous Seafood. They're going to be steaming up crabs and serving all of their favorites. We have Fadley Seafood that, of course, they've been around for the 1800s. And Damie's actually a good friend. And she said, when I told her I was doing an event in Harford County, she said, "You tell us where to be and we'll be there."
Oh.
We have Mason's Famous Lobster Rolls, and he's actually bringing his boat up from Baltimore to be here. We have Sobichi's Haitian Cuisine. They have the most amazing, he does a whole fish. That's a huge fan favorite. We, of course, have La Maison Intimate Catering. She's doing a seafood stew and crab rolls. We have Taco Bar Food Truck. We have London Chippy, who does all this like fried shrimps and everything. And then we have the Abbey Burger. We love non-seafood too, because not everybody likes seafood. So we have, they're going to be doing that burger sliders. And who else do we have? We have some Greek food coming. We have
Pretty
Black
much
Eyed
something for
Susie's.
everybody.
Yeah, they're local from Bel Air. Something for everybody. And I am the mother of 4 kids, so I always make sure it's kid friendly as well. So I'll check into the restaurants and make sure they have some kid friendly fare.
From what I understand, you have a lot of kid-friendly activities planned.
Sure. So as a mom, I think it's really important to be able to take your family places. And I know that I've gotten the response of, wait, a wine festival and seafood? I can take my kids there? Of course you can. I mean, what's wrong with, enjoying a nice glass of rosé and your kids have all this green grass to run on? I actually build a kid zone, and there's parachutes and beanbag toss. We have a face painter there. There's sometimes local artists come in and do kids crafts. So they're entertained, parents can chat with their friends, so it's a really nice, happy medium.
Well, we are so excited about this. Now, rain or shine?
It is rain or shine, yes.
Now, how can we get more information on it, and when is it?
Sure. So it's going to be Saturday, September 24th at the Concord Point Lighthouse. There is a website. It's a Susquehanna wineandseafoodfest.com. And, it's definitely for all ages. You can bring your lawn chair, your picnic blanket, just spread out. There's tons of local vendors, so you can shop local artists, and there will be, of course, the cooking demo tent. Everybody loves to learn how to prepare their favorite seafood recipes. Of course, the kids zone, and there'll probably be about 30 local restaurants here.
And is it an all-day event?
Sure, it's from noon to 7 p.m. And so it gives people a chance, and like I said, I love people to explore Havre de Grace, not just come to the festival. So I send out an FAQ to guests, and I encourage them to check out the farmers market, to go downtown for a cup of coffee, and afterwards there's a state theater, there's the opera house, so there's even after parties that people can partake in.
Now, I know you did this last year. Talk about some of the highlights from last year. What was some of the things that you were most excited about?
The highlights were that we got a lot of visitors from, as far as actually New England and the Carolinas that were just looking for a seafood festival. That was really exciting to me. And, people they'd never heard of Havre de Grace, and they said, wow, this is just such a unique coastal town in Maryland. And I think that coming out of the pandemic, people were truly exploring all of Maryland, which is the one silver lining I can kind of think of there. So, and I think that a lot of times you go to a festival and it's concession stands. And I truly handpick all of the participants. So you're gonna see your ceviche, your raw oysters from a local oyster farm. You're gonna have the fish tacos, plantains, just like a little bit of everything.
And it sounds like this is something you've developed a lot of good partnerships, and it sounds like it's something that really brings the community together.
It really is. I think at the end of the day, I consider the event a success when we feel like we're one big giant family. So there's so many of the participants who have been, their booth is next to someone else's, and then all of a sudden 2 years later, I'll see them, working together, collaborating, and I'll say, well, how did you guys? And they say, we met at your festival.
Oh! And
that's really neat to me. Everybody's just so kind, so genuine, passionate about their business and their food, and, it's nice. It's really good.
So once again, we are so excited to have this here in Havre de Grace. How do we find out more information? How do we get tickets? All the information, where can we go?
Sure. It's going to be on social media, Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Fest, as well as the website. All the information's there. Even, there's even lodging info. So people that are coming from out of town, we have hotel partners, and, we just encourage people to come for the weekend even.
Beth, thank you so much. We are so lucky to have a festival like this in Habit of Grace, and we're hoping that we can attract people from all over the state. So thank you so much for bringing this to us.
Yes, we're excited.
Now, one of the best parts about the festival is it benefits the nonprofit community. So, touching on that subject, coming up next, we're going to hear about Pouring for a Cause. What is it, and can you volunteer? Stay with us.
Slow things down and explore the timeless beauty of the Barn Quilt Trail of Harford County. Marked by hand-painted quilts, each location offers a unique adventure. Share new experiences and support local business as you discover rural Harford County, Maryland.
Come experience the culture and history of rural Maryland and take a trip on the Barn Quilt Trail of Harford County.
I'm now joined with Jeff Mooney from Delicato Wines. He is going to tell me about how he got involved with the festival, what it's all about, and maybe highlight some of the things that we have to look forward to. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, how are you?
Great, thanks for being here.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
Now, Jeff, tell me about Delicato Wines. Who are you? What are you all about?
So Delicato Wine is a family-owned company out of Manteca, California. We also have offices in Napa and Sonoma. We are a worldwide company with brands such as Boda Box, Francis Ford Coppola, Noble Vines, Gnarly Head, just to name a few. So we're looking forward to being a partner with the Susquehanna Wine Festival and showcasing all these wines.
Now, how did you first get involved with the festival? How did you find out about it?
So Beth had came to me. We had partnered in the past with different wine dinners with different restaurants such as Jimmy's Seafood, and Beth just thought we would be a great fit for the Susquehanna Wine Festival.
Now, we have a lot of nonprofits that are going to benefit from this event. Pouring for a Cause. Can you kind of give us an idea about how that actually works?
So Pouring for a Cause is where our local charity partners actually provide us with volunteers to pour at the tables. And when they do that, they're able to discuss with the customers about their different charities and raise awareness while they're pouring great wines.
See, that sounds like a lot of fun. And then how do you figure out how much of the proceeds actually go to the nonprofits?
So it's based on ticket sales, and once we have the ticket sales figured out, then the percentage will go to the nonprofit.
Now, what can we expect from you? Where will you be? Will you be all over the festival?
I think it'll be all throughout the festival, so you can sample great wines along with some of the great restaurants that will be there and the different food trucks. So it's going to be a great setup.
Now, tell me about some of the wines that will be featured for people such as myself that are not exactly wine connoisseurs.
So I always say keep it simple. Wine can be intimidating, and it doesn't need to be. So with festivals like this, it's your time to experience different wines and with different pairings. So, just kind of jump out of your comfort zone and just try them all. And there's going to be wines that you like. There's going to be wines that you don't like. That's okay. But I think the important thing is just trying them.
Now, you've been to the festival before, so tell me what you thought of it and why do you think that it's something that people in Harford County would really enjoy?
You have this great, wonderful city of Happy Grace. It's a great backdrop for the festival. You have some of the best restaurants in the area and within Maryland showcasing some of the best seafood around. And then we have great vendors and great musicians. So if you can't have a good time at this festival, I don't know what you can do to have a great time.
Jeff, thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you at the festival.
Thank you so much for having me. Looking forward to seeing you as well.
Well, I will be there, and so will our next guest. She is a woman who has been featured on national television for her cooking demonstrations, her entertainment ideas, and of course, tips for healthy eating. How is she involved with the festival? We'll find out. We have a special treat for you. Jessica Formicola, she is the owner and the creator of Savory Experiments. As I said, she's been featured on national television for her cooking demonstrations, her entertainment ideas, her great tips. She's going to be a part of the Seafood Festival, and she's here to tell us all about it. Hi, Jessica.
Hi.
Now, Jessica, tell me about Savory Experiments.
Savory Experiments was a hobby blog. I was a psychotherapist for many, many, many years, and one day I wanted to start writing about food because I was teaching myself how to cook. So I started writing, and people started reading it because there were a lot of people like me that didn't really know how to cook but wanted to learn. They were kind of the weekend warriors of the kitchen. So I started teaching them. I taught them and shared my failures and my successes. And as we've moved along, it's actually 10 years old this year.
Wow.
I know, it's crazy to me that it's been 10 years, but it's been 10 years. We've gotten better and a little bit more sophisticated, but one of the things that's the most notable is that it's always stayed relatable and approachable. The most novice of home cooks can follow our instructions and have something that they really feel proud of when they're done.
Now, you've been featured on national networks, providing cooking demonstration, entertainment, healthy tips. Tell us about some of the experiences that you've had. I mean, we are so lucky to have someone of your caliber coming here to our Seafood Festival in Havre de Grace.
My most interesting are probably the National Examiner. I was very excited the day I got my first tabloid interview.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I know, it was very exciting. It was just a cookbook giveaway, but it was still kind of funny. But I've done Better Homes and Gardens, Parade Magazine I've been featured in, Country Living, there's a whole bunch of them. I did MASH'd for a couple of years as well. And I've been featured on Today Show, a couple of other shows in their digital print. They've featured a couple of my recipes.
And why did you decide to get involved with the festival? How did you find out about it?
Oh, Beth, the creator, has been my friend for probably 7 or 8 years, since before I had kids. I've done the Baltimore Seafood Festival, the Wine and Seafood Festival, lots of seafood, and I will be cooking seafood in the cooking demo when we do it this summer. But she has become a lifelong friend, and I look forward to doing the festival every year. I like the opportunity to interact with people, to have fun, not to just show them how to make a recipe, but really help them be a better home cook when they leave. I want them to leave feeling like, oh, I'm gonna try that when I go home. I can apply this to so many things. So one of the things I'm famous for at these festivals is talking about salt. And I bring 6 or 7 different types of salt, and I encourage people to try all of them so that they better understand how they will flavor their food and really elevate it when they take them home.
Jessica, thank you so much. I am so impressed. Great tips, and thank you for being such a great friend to Harford County.
Thank you.
Well, we are so excited about the Seafood Festival. So many chefs, so many people, and nonprofits. Plenty of them are going to benefit from the proceeds of this festival. All the details, everything that you need to know, that's coming up next.
Create your memories in beautiful Harford County, Maryland. Bring the family for a hike at Rock State Park. Have a picnic and hear live music at the world-famous Ladue Topiary Gardens. Or take a run on the Ma and Pa Trail. Hi, I'm County Executive Barry Glassman, inviting you to visit Harford.
Stasia Epps is the owner of Maison Intimate Catering. She has been part of the festival before. She is here with us today to tell us about what we can expect from her and why she thinks it's so important to be involved with the festival, and most importantly, about giving back to the nonprofit community. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Now talk about your experience last year doing the festival. From what you told me before, talking off camera, you really enjoyed it.
So the first time I had to do it twice. The first time was super, super fun. It wasn't a lot of people, but then all of a sudden people started to gravitate towards. And it was so funny because I love to be in front of people. I love people. So to hear them laugh, and last year I did shrimp and grits, was a hit. We sold out, and it was super fun. I like to engage, and if you come again, I will laugh with you, I will joke with you, I might throw something at you, who knows. Like the sashimis, who knows, but definitely we'll have a good time.
Now tell me about Maison Intimate Catering, and how did you get involved with the Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival?
So I met Beth at the Havre de Grace Farmers Market, and we're big in Havre de Grace for our breakfast. We had a pink tent, and we did hog wiles and all those things, and we met, and she was like, hey, you're an amazing chef. I really want you to be a part of this.
Now, how do you feel that this event benefits Havre de Grace? I mean, I know there's a lot of different ways that it does.
I think Havre de Grace is a beautiful place. There's beautiful people. We have great food here. Our energy is always ready to party, ready to have a good time in the summer. And I think that this festival definitely emulates that. And it's a great time. It's a lot of camaraderie. It's a lot of good food. And you can sit with children, your kid. I mean, it's just everything. Everything about it just benefits Havre de Grace in the best ways.
Now, for somebody coming out of town that doesn't know about Havre de Grace, what are some of the biggest attractions, like some of the things that they must see while they're here?
The water.
Yes, I agree.
The water just embodies summer. Really all seasons, but summertime when the waves and you're just looking at it, it's majestic, the wind and everything. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day when you're by the water and it's refreshing and you're eating and all the things. It's just great here, definitely on the pier.
Now, how do you feel about some of the proceeds going back to the nonprofit community? Why do you feel it's so important to do that?
That speaks to Havre de Grace. Havre de Grace is a place that is about the people. We love to communicate, partnership, all of it, charity. We are about the community here, and we stand together. So we rather do it in a fun way to raise money and drink while we're doing it, but it's a great time, and to do it for a great cause just ups the ante.
Thank you again for doing this. And like I said, we are so lucky to have somebody with your stature and your talents be a part of this festival, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you there.
Thank you so much for having me. Honestly, this has been great.
Well, coming up next, we're going to speak to another seafood restaurant owner. This family has been in the business since the 1800s. Stay with us. More to come. I am here with Damie Hahn. She is the owner of Fadley Seafood. We are so excited to have her, a legacy here in Havre de Grace, and a proud participant in this year's Wine and Seafood Festival. Thanks so much for being with us.
Well, thanks for having me.
Now, you have been in business for quite some time. You are a Havre de Grace legacy. Tell me about yourself.
Well, our family is actually in Baltimore. Our business is in Baltimore. We're Fadley Seafood. We've been in Lexington Market since 1886, and we love Havre de Grace and love coming up here and love being part of the festival.
Now, why did you decide to become involved? I know that we're showcasing some delicious foods and giving back to the nonprofit community at the same time, so it's a win-win in my eyes.
Absolutely a win-win. And we got involved because of Beth Laverick. She actually ran the Seafood Festival in Baltimore, and we were participants in that. And she talked me into coming up here, and we're glad we did.
And in your opinion, why is this such a good event for our community?
Well, I think it's always great to give back to the community, especially when you have something as important to the state as seafood. You can have this wonderful seafood festival, attract people from all over the state to come and beyond. And that gives an opportunity for people to, take pride in what we have local and give back. So I think it's a great opportunity for both.
And what would you say, in your opinion, is the most exciting part of the entire festival?
Oh, being on the water, definitely. I think it's a fabulous location. People don't realize what a gem Havre de Grace is, and to have an attraction to bring people and remind them of what a beautiful little gem we have up here in the state. I think it's a great opportunity.
Damie, thank you so much for being with us today, and thank you for coming out and showcasing all that you're doing to help us with this festival and giving back to our nonprofit community.
Well, thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, Havre de Grace just continues to grow, continues to expand and attract new visitors. Coming up next, we'll hear more about some more of the exciting events that we can expect to see at this year's festival.
Hi, Hi, my name is Holly Van Voris and I'm a server at Abbey Burger in Havre de Grace. We are so excited to be involved with the Seafood and Wine Festival this year, and we are so excited to give back to our nonprofits. Thank you guys so much for having us, and we are so excited for the Seafood Festival this year.
Hello, my name is Julia Downer. I'm here representing Seroptimus International of Havre de Grace. We are very happy to be invited to participate in this wonderful event again this year. We use the money for our mission, and our mission is to provide educational opportunities to women and girls who are trying to improve their lives and the lives of their family. We have several programs that we work with, and we encourage them to find what they want to do in life and to follow those dreams. This is going to be a wonderful opportunity for us to add to our scholarship funds and to enjoy the day. Last year, our volunteers were just very happy to be working with other volunteers, and they're anxious to come back again this year. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Trishonda Cole. I'm from the Havre de Grace Color School Museum and Cultural Center. Our mission is to raise money for the restoration of the first Black high school in Harford County for African American students. We're enjoying being a part of this, and all the monies that we raise will go to the restoration of the museum and school. Yes.
As you've seen and heard today, the Susquehanna Wine and Seafood Festival is an event the whole family can enjoy. So remember, you don't want to miss out on it this year. To get more information, to get your tickets ahead of time, visit them at susquehannawineandseafood.com. I'm Christy Breslin. See you next month on Harford MagaScene.